Hello everyone and welcome to Rob's Rogues, and today we are taking a look at Artemis from the DC Universe Young Justice. Here's the back of her box. She came out in the first initial wave of 3. As you can see, the other figures in this wave are Robin, of course Artemis, and Aqualad. And then as always you can see the other figures that were going to be available in the 2-packs of Batman and Robin, Aquaman and Aqualad, Ra's al Ghul and Cheshire, Flash, and Kid Flash. Of course, you know, this is all, they've added more figures, and we'll get into that in just a little bit. First, let's take a look at the bio here on Artemis. We'll slide the camera over ever so slightly. And says, mercilessly pushed by her father, Artemis trained for combat from an early age, mastering longbow, shortbow, crossbow, and Myard trick arrows. I think I probably botched that. When Green Arrow and Batman offered her a chance to join the team, Artemis jumped at the opportunity. So we'll just omit my little flub there. And of course, as we know from the Young Justice cartoon series, if you've been watching, last week was the big reveal for Artemis's character. We've known that Cheshire is Artemis's sister, and I've had my suspicions, but the show finally made my suspicions true and correct, that Sportsmaster is Artemis's father. So I'm kind of curious on how that is going to pan out with the few remaining episodes we have left before we get into Season 2. Very cool show. And dare I say, it's kind of along par with Batman the Animated Series. I wouldn't say equal to, but to have a cartoon series that takes itself pretty seriously like Batman the Animated Series do. Hopefully I don't get a lot of boos for saying that, but that's just how I feel. And she does come with a sculpted diorama, as we can see there in the background real quick. It says highly articulated figure and includes sculpted diorama and 7 weapons. Same box as for all the other figures. And since we've shown her in the background, let's put a little light onto our subject, and we will actually bring her closer. Hopefully I don't dump her off here. And here she is. I have her standing on my good old trusty base. As you can see, another base in the background right there. I've had some questions about this base. There's a plastic tie from Artemis there, which I don't know if I can get out of there. May have to use an arrow. This is a Motley Crue stage base. I'm not exactly sure who made the figure, but this was the riser for Tommy Lee's drum set. I have a Kiss one also. That has like full stage lights and rack and everything. This is more for their Shout Out the Devil look. But I also thought it looked like a nice rooftop, and since my DC heroes are taking up a lot of shelf space, I started putting some of them on this. A nice rooftop base, and plus for my reviews it does bring the figures up a little bit higher off the table. So there is Artemis. Let's put together her base real quick. Her arrows. Her base just snaps together. See the points where it does go together at. So there's Artemis's base. It's got her target that she can aim to. As you can see, there's some cracks in the glass there. A place for her arrows, as you just saw me pull them out of there. And the arrows do fit in here, much like red arrows. So it looks like she has a little bit of target practice going on there. This base just fits. She does come with 2 other arrows since we're on arrows. So it says there's 7. There's 2, 4, 5, and 6. And it said 7 sculpted weapons, unless I have one behind my base that I don't realize. I think they may be counting the base as a weapon, or her holster back here, which her quiver, her hair does move out of the way. Now we're on all kinds of articulation. This does come off, so they may have counted this as a weapon, even though the arrows do not come out. This is the same quiver that Red Arrow has. It's just painted a little differently. When we get Roy out here, we will go through that. Just like red arrows. They do go in and out of the bow very nicely. And she does have these sculpted double cross bow pieces here that I don't know if they've decided to put these pieces back in. I'm not exactly sure why Mattel leaves some of the archers' bows without their string or their rope or whatever the technical term. Sorry, any archers out there that don't know all the technical terms. But like we saw in my red arrow figure, I tied a rubber band on the eyelet, so you could actually pull the string back if you need to. So this looks like she's just ready to get ready to draw her bow back, but very cool. She does sport all the standard DCUC articulation. She does come with an ab crunch. Some women are hit and miss. She does turn at the waist there. Her head can move in a 360, and her hair, I believe somebody said comes out. Yes, it does come out. So if you wanted to get the quiver off easier, you could. So the hair even spins 360. So you could have the hair in a dynamic pose if you wanted also. As the bend at the foot, she can do a splits. Her legs don't want to turn very easy. They do a little bit here. She can go up into the seated position, but it seems like there's a little catch in this leg. I don't want to force it too much, as we've seen from some other reviews that the women tend to have really frail limbs and appendages, so we're not going to force her too much in any position. That sounded bad? Yeah, it probably did. So I think it's a very cool figure. Get her posed on her diorama. I've seen some other people talk about Artemis and even Red Arrow a little bit. The perspective at which she is at does seem a little off. That she'd have to, this probably should have been a lot higher, but I think probably for packaging purposes, this is just how they decided to do it. The bow, if I can get these out of her hands, does sit there, that you could have sit there like she's getting some pointers from Green Arrow or Roy. I'm sure Roy would love to point out what she's doing wrong, or the traitor that she probably is. And I think if you've been watching The Young Justice, we will find out that Roy is actually the mole. Since we were talking about both of them, we could bring up my DCUC Green Arrow, which he looks really good with Artemis. And since we were talking about good old Roy here, get his rubber band back in position. We could have all three of them. It looks like a little bit of a messy cluster there. So all the archers are together. It'll be interesting to see what Season 2 brings for the Young Justice. Who's going to be in, who's going to be out. And I'm very happy with it. So the arrows do fit into Artemis's little container back there. I think this is pretty cool. The DCUC figures and the Young Justice blend really nicely together. And since we were kind of talking about the Young Justice here, let's move them off the base. Pardon me one moment here. I will bring in the rest of my Young Justice figures. If I can get them set up properly, we'll drop the camera down. So we're going to be a little bit lower here. We'll see if this works like I think it does in my head, which it probably won't. Pardon me ever so slightly. Rob, what is going on? Talks amongst yourselves. Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island. Discuss. There you go. Bad jokes all the way around. But here, we dropped Robin's Batarang. Here are all the Young Justice figures that I own currently in the line. The bases seem to match pretty nicely together. In this line that I'm missing right now, I'm missing Superboy in his solar suit and Sportsmaster. Sportsmaster, I think, will work very well with his daughter here, Artemis, in the setup and configuration that his little dojo is. I think it would work very well. And yeah, I probably lost my train of thought there. So that is it for this particular line. We're getting in the second series, the Justice League Invasion, we are getting a Batman, and we're also getting a Kid Flash. And they're also going to give us a Guardian and a Superboy in his show-accurate costume for the second season, which is pretty much how he looks in this current season. Instead of having blue jeans, he has like a dark cargo pants. So you can go online and see some of those figures from some of the toy conventions and Comic-Cons that have been around. You can just type in Young Justice Invasion, Superboy 6-inch figure, and Batman, and Guardian, and Kid Flash, and see them, and some of the box art. And take a look at Miss Martian with her short hair, and an outfit much like Martian Manhunter's in the blue instead of the white with the little blue skirt. So anyway, that's a whole lot of talking and rambling on right there. Hopefully you've enjoyed this little setup here that I have. Of course, the prime suspect today has been Artemis, who we've been reviewing, but I thought it'd be kind of nice to bring out all the ones that I have currently so far. Like I said, they look really good with their DC UC counterparts. So hopefully this is a line that you guys have been picking up and have been enjoying as well. I totally dig the cartoon series. It's on Saturday mornings, I believe at 10 o'clock. Correct me if I'm wrong, down in the good old comment section here. So as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues signing off and saying we will see you guys next time.